Lakers Nation, gather around. Because what I'm about to tell you could shock the entire basketball world. Luka Doncic. Yes, the same Luka who just a year ago carried the Dallas Mavericks all the way to the NBA Finals, is now in purple and gold, ready to prove he can do the same for Los Angeles. He's trimmed down, he's in the best shape of his life, and for the first time since joining the Lakers, he has a full off-season in LA to prepare. Everything seems to be lined up for Doncic to dominate. But here's the twist. Not everyone believes in this fairy tale ending. One respected NBA insider is sounding the alarm. He's not buying the hype. He's not convinced that Luka's transformation is real. And he's predicting that this season, instead of becoming a redemption story, it could turn into a massive disappointment. Think about that for a moment. The Lakers have invested their future in Luka Doncic. They need him to be the centerpiece. They need him to be the offensive engine that drives them deep into the playoffs. Because let's be honest, this team is not going to lock opponents down with suffocating defense. If Los Angeles wants to compete for a championship, it's going to come from outscoring everyone in their path. Now, let's go deeper into what was actually said. Grant Hughes from Bleacher Report made a bold prediction. Luka Doncic will not have the revenge season that fans are expecting. According to Hughes, Luka's situation is complicated. He questions whether the transformation we've seen this offseason is genuine, or just a clever PR move. He even points out that some of the images and clips of Luka might be airbrushed, polished, and designed to sell us a story that doesn't fully match reality. Harsh words, right? But Hughes didn't stop there. He went on to raise concerns about Doncic's durability. Remember, staying healthy has always been a question for Luka. Can his body handle the grind of a full NBA season at the highest level? Hughes believes Luka is still in prove-it mode. That means no matter how good he looks now, it won't matter until he shows it consistently on the court. And then there's the elephant in the room, LeBron James. At 40 years old, LeBron is no longer the dominant force he once was. He's still great, make no mistake, but his role on the Lakers has shifted. For the first time in his legendary career, LeBron could find himself as the second option. That dynamic, Hughes argues, could create tension. After all, LeBron didn't sign an extension this summer. He has never played as the number 2 guy on his own team. How will that affect chemistry? How will that impact Luka's ability to take full control of the offense? This is where things get interesting. On one hand, you have Luka Doncic, young, hungry, and eager to prove himself in Los Angeles. On the other, you have LeBron James, still a superstar, but now facing the reality of aging and a new role. The balance between these two players could determine everything. If they click, the Lakers could be unstoppable. If they don't, well, the entire season could unravel. Let's not forget, Lakers fans aren't exactly patient. They've been through ups and downs, trades, rumors, and constant drama. This team doesn't get judged by making the playoffs. No, the standard in Los Angeles is championships. Nothing less. And that puts even more pressure on Luka Doncic to deliver. The Lakers front office believes this is the year where it all comes together. They trust that a full off-season in LA, without distractions, will allow Luka to adapt fully to the system, to the city, and to the expectations. They believe his offensive brilliance can carry them. They believe that his partnership with LeBron, even if complicated, can work when the lights are brightest. But here's the burning question. Will Luka Doncic rise to the occasion? Or will this bold prediction come true, leaving the Lakers scrambling for answers once again? Because make no mistake, if Luka struggles, the Lakers' season is in jeopardy. They don't have the defense to cover up flaws. They don't have another superstar waiting in the shadows. It's Luka's team now. And with the spotlight brighter than ever, the pressure has never been higher. So, Lakers Nation, buckle up. This season could be historic. It could be magical. Or it could be a nightmare. All eyes are on Luka Doncic. And the entire NBA is waiting to see whether he'll silence the critics, or prove them right. LeBron James, a name that echoes through every corner of the basketball world. For more than 2 decades, he has been the face of the NBA, rewriting history, breaking records, and leaving fans speechless night after night. But now, as the 2025-26 season approaches, the question everyone is asking is this. Are we about to witness the final chapter of his legendary career? LeBron has officially picked up his player option with the Los Angeles Lakers, securing one more year in purple and gold. But here's the twist. For the first time in his entire career, he chose not to sign a contract extension. That means, for the very first time, he'll step onto the court with an expiring deal, his future wide open and unpredictable. After this season, LeBron has two choices. He could test free agency and continue playing, maybe even join another team for one last run, or he could decide it's finally time to walk away after what will be an unimaginable 23 seasons in the NBA. Think about that. 23 years at the very top of professional basketball. That's more than just a career, it's a dynasty. But no matter what path LeBron chooses, his place in history is already sealed. He has done it all. He's won championships with every team he's ever played for. He's a multiple-time All-Star, an Olympic gold medalist, and even created one of the most iconic moments in NBA history by becoming the first father to play on the same team at the same time as his son. That moment alone is enough to make the story of LeBron James unforgettable. And yet, the list of achievements doesn't stop there. LeBron James is the only player in NBA history to score more than 40,000 points in his career. 40,000 points, a milestone that may never be reached again. Over more than 2 decades on the court, he has faced off against 35% of every player who has ever stepped foot in the NBA. Just imagine that. One single man competing against more than a third of the league's entire history. The NBA was founded back in June 1946, and nearly 40 years later, on December 30, 1984, LeBron was born. From that moment on, it was as if destiny had written his path. Drafted number 1 overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2003, straight out of high school, he carried the weight of impossible expectations. And yet, he didn't just live up to the hype, he shattered it. Rookie of the Year in his very first season, LeBron announced to the world that the Chosen One was here to stay. After 5 electrifying seasons in Cleveland, he made the controversial decision to join the Miami Heat in 2010. And there, under the bright lights of South Beach, LeBron proved what greatness truly looked like. 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, and a stretch of dominance that made him the most feared player in basketball. But his story didn't end there. In 2014, he made the emotional return to Cleveland, determined to deliver on the promise he had made years earlier, to bring a championship to his hometown. And in 2016, he did exactly that, leading the Cavaliers to one of the greatest comebacks in NBA Finals history, toppling the Golden State Warriors after being down 3-1. That victory cemented his legacy as more than just a superstar, but as a legend. Then came 2018, and a new chapter with the Los Angeles Lakers. Many wondered if LeBron, already deep into his 30s, could continue to dominate. The answer came loud and clear in 2020, when he led the Lakers to an NBA championship, his 4th ring, during one of the most challenging seasons in league history. LeBron had become the heart of the Lakers, the face of the franchise, and the bridge between their storied past and their uncertain future. But now, that bridge is beginning to shift. At 40 years old, LeBron knows time is no longer on his side. And the Lakers, always looking ahead, have already identified the next superstar to carry the torch, Luka Doncic. The Lakers made a blockbuster trade in February to bring Doncic over from the Dallas Mavericks, and he wasted no time making his presence felt. From the moment he stepped onto the court in Los Angeles, Doncic reminded everyone why he's considered one of the most talented players of this generation. Not only has he elevated the Lakers' play, but he's also influenced the front office's entire direction. And in August, the deal was sealed. Doncic signed a massive 3-year, $165 million extension with the Lakers, proving his commitment to leading this franchise into a new era. At just 26 years old, he's already a 5-time All-Star, and now he's made it clear. He wants to be the man who brings the next championship banner to Los Angeles. So here we are. LeBron James, the king, possibly entering his final season, and Luka Doncic, the heir to the throne, ready to carry the Lakers into the future. One legend's story may be ending, while another's is just beginning. The question is, will LeBron walk away now, leaving the game on his own terms, or will he chase one last run at glory? Could we see him in another jersey next season? Or is he ready to let the purple and gold close out his historic journey? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, we are all witnesses to a moment that will define basketball history. Rui Hachimura's future with the Los Angeles Lakers has suddenly become one of the biggest talking points in LA. And it all comes right after a bombshell update about LeBron James. Lakers Nation, buckle up. Because what I'm about to tell you could shape not only next season, but the entire direction of the franchise moving forward. Let's start with the reality. The Lakers are entering the 2025 offseason with one clear mission: rebuild this roster around LeBron James and Luka Doncic. The team can't afford another wasted year. After back-to-back first-round playoff exits, the pressure in Los Angeles is unlike anything we've seen in years. The purple and gold faithful are frustrated. The front office knows it. And General Manager Rob Pelinka has already dropped hints that major changes are on the way. And when I say major, I mean it. Because this is not just about adding small pieces. The Lakers are preparing to explore every option: trades, free agency, and yes, even moving on from familiar faces that fans have grown attached to. And right in the middle of all this uncertainty is forward Rui Hachimura. Now, Hachimura has been a reliable contributor ever since joining the Lakers. His scoring ability, his size, and his three-point shooting, over 40% last season, have made him a solid fit on the floor. He averaged over 12 points per game, nearly 5 rebounds, and provided consistent production in key moments. So why is his name suddenly being mentioned in trade rumors? It all comes down to money. Rui is entering the final year of his 3-year, $51 million contract. That's $18.3 million expiring at the end of the season. And in the NBA, an expiring deal like that is often less about the player himself, and more about what that contract can unlock in trades. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Last week, Shams Charania reported that LeBron James is expected to opt into the final year of his deal with the Lakers. That decision means the team will pay LeBron $52.6 million next season. A massive number. And while it guarantees LeBron remains in Los Angeles, it also locks the Lakers into a tight financial situation. Flexibility? Gone. Room to maneuver? Extremely limited. That's why ESPN's Bobby Marks, speaking on Get Up, didn't hold back when describing what's next. He said, "I expect the Lakers to be extremely aggressive this offseason. With LeBron going into the last year of his contract, they have to maximize the $60 million in expiring deals. And that means looking at players like Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura." Did you catch that? Rui Hachimura, directly named as one of the contracts the Lakers may use to reshape this team. And remember, there had been whispers that maybe, just maybe, LeBron would opt out, take a pay cut, and give the Lakers more financial breathing room. But that no longer seems to be on the table. If LeBron isn't sacrificing, the team will have to make sacrifices elsewhere. And that could mean Rui Hachimura's time in Los Angeles is running out. This raises some massive questions. Do the Lakers value Hachimura enough to keep him and risk losing him for nothing next summer? Or will they package his contract in a blockbuster deal to bring in the starting center they desperately need? Because let's not forget, the biggest hole in this roster is right in the middle. The lack of a dominant big man has been exposed 2 years in a row. And Pelinka knows it. Hachimura has shown he can be a difference maker. He's proven himself on both ends of the floor, and he's still young enough to grow into an even bigger role. But this isn't about individual talent anymore. This is about building a team that can win now. With LeBron at 40 years old and entering what could be his final season in Los Angeles, the window is closing. The Lakers cannot afford to waste time. So here's the reality. Rui Hachimura's contract could be the key that unlocks the Lakers' path back to contention. Whether that means he gets traded in a blockbuster deal, or stays and plays a critical role, his future is directly tied to how aggressive this front office is willing to be. And make no mistake, the Lakers are going to be aggressive. They have to be. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, the bright lights of LA. Everything is on the line. The question is, will Rui Hachimura still be wearing purple and gold when the season tips off? Or will his expiring contract become the price of chasing championship number 18? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the Lakers' offseason is about to get wild. According to Bleacher Report, a new trade proposal has emerged, one that could dramatically shift the balance of power in Los Angeles. And here's the rumored structure. The Lakers would receive Derek Lively II and Caleb Martin, while the Mavericks would get Austin Reeves and a 2031 first-round pick. On paper, It's a trade that addresses immediate needs while positioning the Lakers for long-term success. Reuniting Luka Doncic with Derek Lively too could be a game-changer. Lively, a young center with tremendous upside, already has an understanding of how to complement Doncic's unique skill set. He's mobile, defensively alert, and has shown flashes of rim protection that the Lakers desperately need. Caleb Martin, on the other hand, brings versatility, defensive acumen, and postseason experience, the kind of player every championship contender covets. The combination of Lively and Martin could give the Lakers a much more balanced roster, capable of competing at the highest level on both ends of the floor. But let's not sugarcoat it. Moving on from Austin Reaves would be far from easy. Reaves isn't just a player. He's a fan favorite, a homegrown talent who's captured the hearts of Lakers fans with his hustle, clutch shooting, and ability to score in a variety of ways. He's proven he can distribute the ball, make key plays under pressure, and step up when it matters most. And yet, when paired with Luka Doncic, questions remain. Does the fit truly maximize the team's potential? Could the Lakers' defensive struggles continue to limit their championship aspirations if Reaves stays? These are the tough questions management must answer. Analyst Zach Buckley provided insight into this dilemma. Reaves is a good player, but he's not a great trade asset. His ceiling is limited by his age, and by next year he might be way too expensive. In other words, the Lakers could be facing a situation where holding on to Reaves comes with a significant financial and strategic cost. The opportunity to flip him now for a younger, defensive-minded center who already meshes with Luka Doncic could be too valuable to pass up. Imagine the court chemistry: Lively protecting the rim, disrupting opposing offenses, and freeing up Doncic to operate at his elite level. Add Caleb Martin's defense and versatility, and suddenly the Lakers lineup becomes more balanced, more resilient, and more suited for deep playoff runs. This isn't just about filling a position, it's about reshaping the team's identity, shoring up weaknesses, and creating a core that can contend for a championship immediately. So here's the real decision point for the Lakers front office. Do they stick with Austin Reaves, banking on his continued development and hoping he evolves into a cornerstone for the future? Or do they take a calculated risk, trading him for Lively and Martin, to immediately address the team's weaknesses and elevate their championship chances? For a franchise desperate to win now, with LeBron James in the final chapters of his legendary career and Luka Doncic ready to lead, this trade could very well define their path to glory. Every detail matters, every move is scrutinized, and the pressure is immense. Lakers fans are left to wonder, are we about to witness another bold move that reshapes the NBA landscape? Or will the Lakers hold back, playing it safe and risking another season of what could have been? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the Lakers are in the spotlight, and the decisions made now could echo for years to come. The stakes are sky high, and the next chapter of this franchise could hinge on the choices made in the coming weeks.